What's up, guys? Welcome back to EXP Share, where I share my experience of becoming the biggest artist on the planet. Today is episode 8, and I do have something to talk about. I actually just recorded this episode, and I was listening back to it, and I was like, it's okay. It's only episode 8. I can afford for the next 50 of these episodes to be absolutely shitty, and I probably wouldn't care. But listening back to it, I kind of thought of a couple topics that I was talking about and wanted to consolidate them better. So let's do a part 2. If it comes out better, we'll publish this one. If the original's better, we'll publish the original. The first topic I want to talk about is people doubting you that are close to you. Now, me personally, I don't interact with a lot of people, especially right now. But even back then, I didn't really interact with. I had a decent circle of friends. Okay, nowadays, I don't really interact with a lot of people, including my family. When I come home, I go straight to my room for the most part. I say what's up to my mom, I say what's up to my sister, and I'm locked in. The thing is, whether someone has negative or positive energy, you never want it to really affect you, because you want to be able to completely have control over your state, emotionally, spiritually, physically, whatever. So my routine right now, right, is I wake up 9 out of 10 times, especially if I have work. I always do my workout in the morning, my strength training, because it's the most difficult thing I have to do in the day. Rucking is hard, but it's not nearly as hard, in my opinion. Well, no, it can be. Physically, I feel like it's just as hard, but mentally, doing strength training is more difficult for me because I am not someone who I didn't really work out consistently before 75 hard. It's very new to me. But using my legs, I'm on my feet a lot. It's not as difficult. So I put my strength training in the morning because it's difficult. And once I complete that shit, on top of meditating afterwards, that combo is bulletproof for me. Shout out to David Goggins. He talks about it, right? Armor plating your mind before you start the day. So when I do that, it makes it so that no matter what I have to face during the day, I'm equipped. Like, I'll have to deal with, customers at work that are frustrating. I work retail, so just imagine, right? Or people at my job that are just being frustrating, managers, whatever, people cutting me off, traffic, Miami, all this different shit. And it nowadays, especially during 75 hard, doesn't really faze me. But today I had to deal with the humbling sort of, I had to come back to earth for a second. And I remember kind of like what other people are dealing with, so I wanted to speak on it in case someone else out there is going through the same thing. So there was a moment this morning where, well, basically the context is this morning I was taking care of my son for the whole day, right? So I'm on his schedule, not on mine. So instead of being able to work out in the morning, I had to wake up and, get him breakfast and, I was playing around with him, blah, 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 blah. I didn't really have a window to work out until he took his nap around like 12 something. So for the first couple hours, my mind was all over the place. I am now a person where if I don't work out, I feel more stressed. I feel less in control of my thoughts. I'm not able to calm down quite as well. I get more impatient, etc., etc. So while I was playing with my son in the morning, I'm a little bit on edge, right? Because I'm not even sure why at this point. I didn't notice it until I had worked out. But my mom, she just casually starts being like, yeah, now would be a good time, by the way, if you wanted to go back to school, maybe get a teaching certificate, June, July, August, that's when it's a good time. And then maybe you could, find a job, blah, blah, blah. I literally said, and I love my mom to death, I literally said, you can stop talking now. And I never speak to her that way. But it just felt damn near disrespectful. It felt that way. I know it wasn't actually, and I want other people to understand that when people say this stuff to you, especially people who genuinely love you, like I know my mom genuinely loves me. If it was like a friend or something, like someone just being a dickhead, that's one thing. Oh, fuck. But when it's someone that actually loves you, 9 out of 10 times, they're just doing it because they actually love you, and it's no malice intended, which I understood. But I needed her to understand in that moment that my mind is so one-track minded. This is option A through Z. There is no other option. I will die making these videos and looking like an idiot. Attempting to become a successful, big-ass fucking rapper before I fucking get a teaching job. Like, I promise y'all, I will go broke. Like, it's gonna be bad. I'll be under a bridge fucking stealing someone's Wi-Fi trying to make a video or trying to, make a song. Like, it sounds crazy, y'all. And I guess on some level it is, but I made that decision a while ago. Just saying it out loud feels kind of funny. But it's a superpower, honestly, being able to get to that level of conviction and not giving yourself an option because 9 out of 10 times, the only reason people don't make it to where they want to go is they give up. That's the reality, bro. I'm 6 years into this shit, and I've made very little progress on the surface, right? Like external progress. But internally, I know I'm way further ahead than most of these niggas, and I'm way closer to my goal than I am further from it, if that makes sense. It just doesn't feel that way because of how the curve usually works on this type of stuff. This exponential growth. Start off very, 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 very close to the ground, and then all that build up, and then boom. So I know that the boom phase is right around the fucking corner. I just have to keep at it. And the boom phase, and it might take another fucking 6 years for all I know. I know it won't though. But mentally, I'm okay with that. So dealing with that in the moment, I literally I was frustrated. I felt disrespected. I was just like, yo, what the fuck? Why would you even, like, do you not understand how difficult it is to be in this mindset and to like have the ambitions that I have? And you, one of the closest people to me in my inner circle, while I'm playing with my fucking son, trying to relax, have the audacity to say some shit like that? But obviously, after that, it's not like I snapped on her or anything. I didn't yell at her. I didn't do anything crazy. But it was just a very real ass moment. And I know there's a lot of other people who are going through this that probably have those moments more often than I do. I really don't have those moments very often, to be honest, because I stick to myself. But understand that they're usually doing it out of love, and they just don't understand. They don't understand the mentality of being this crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I said it in a previous episode, I'll say it again. Supposedly, according to Russell Brunson, his estimation is that everybody has desires. 98% of people, but everyone has desire, right? 100% of people have desires, but only 2% of people actually have the ambition to go after their desires. So if only 2% of people have the ambition to go after it, and then out of those 2%, probably 0.01% actually make it, right? Like, it's really fucked. It's a skewed ass number. You're playing a stacked ass game. And of course the people around you who are seeing how much stress and turmoil you're going through, they think that you're like, you hate it and whatnot. It's like, yeah, you hate it because you aren't where you want to be, but you would hate it way more if you didn't even try. And that's the part they just don't understand, because for them, they're able to make peace with just living in hell and just kind of being like, this is my life. Like, I had a conversation with a friend the other day where he was saying, we were kind of debating, because I'm really big on, I think personal development is for everyone, right? Like, I don't think it's like everyone's different, they're into different things. I'm like, you could go about it different ways, but I truly believe everyone should work out. I think everyone should prioritize themselves more than other people, at least until they've built something worth, building, at least until they build themselves up to a certain level where they can actually, interact better. And I understand it's a very fallacious way to think, because obviously if everyone did it, then the world wouldn't really work the way it works. But just in general, I think people should put more priority on it, way more. And whether that's developing the skill of patience, whether that's meditating, whether that's working out, whether that's running, whether that's developing, putting an active focus on developing social skills, whether that's putting an active focus on, being an entrepreneur, like, being at your job and learning how mechanics actually work, developing skills, whatever, just being more focused on the skills that you're personally developing, as opposed to playing all these other games, like just trying to make money, or just trying to get girls, or just trying to have more friends and be that cool social status guy, or just try to be that one guy at the family barbecue that's always like, we play all these games without realizing it, but whenever you bring up a game that, in my opinion, feels worth playing, right? Real personal growth, people look at it as like, it's some like weird, like, oh, you read self-help books? Oh, you're into like that personal development stuff, right? It's like, it's so interesting to me. So I really want to figure out the key to unlocking people and getting them to like have that same epiphany that I did, that it's not a personal preference type thing. If you take the same person and you make them work out, and you have them don't work out at all, go about their day the exact same, and then the only thing you change about them is that in the morning they work out, that person, 99% chance will just enjoy life more and will probably do better in life. And by doing better in life, they'll probably end up affecting someone else in a more positive way And that person will then go on, you know what I'm saying? Like, I literally think the world would just be better served. And I know it sounds really like grand and altruistic and kind of crazy or whatever, but it just makes sense scientifically to me. So his opinion though was like, you know, not everyone's like that though. Some people are genuinely 100% satisfied with where they're at. And I'm like, I guess, right? Like, if you truly love your job, love the exact position you're in, and you love working 9 to 5, coming home, playing with your dog, watching Netflix, and going back, and you love that, then who am I to say anything different? I just think 99.9% of people are lying. I truly believe they're lying, because that's what I asked him. I was like, do you really think they're satisfied? He's like, well, I mean, if they say they are, I have to believe them, right? I'm like, no, bro. Because what I think it is that people have made peace with being in hell. Like, imagine spending 40 hours in a place you don't like. Admitting that to yourself would be really fucking hard, especially when you're not doing anything to get out of it. That's the difference, right? Me, I can acknowledge that I'm in hell. I can acknowledge that I hate my life because I'm actively working to get out of it every single day. So it's not that big of a deal for me because I know it's temporary. But imagine someone who gave up or who just didn't even believe it was possible to get better in the first place. If they actively believed that they were in hell, they'd probably kill themselves because they wouldn't do anything about it. They would just be like, okay, well, now that I've accepted that I hate my life and it's fucking horrible and I'm not gonna do anything about it, there's really no point being here. Like, they would probably self-delete. And I understand that. It's really hard. I've definitely gone through, you know, some shit. I don't want to speak on it in this episode, but I think the reason why people aren't more into personal development is because it's difficult, and they know that if they gave it an honest shot and they failed, and they have the belief, right? Because if you have the belief that your life sucks and the only thing to get better at, the only thing to change that is to do this thing, and then you try doing this thing and you fail at it, that fucking hurts. Because I've been through that multiple times. It fucking sucks. Oh shit. We back. So that's one of my goals for sure. I want to brand RPG as, you know, obviously RPG, real personal growth, the only game worth playing. Because maybe if I can get people to realize the same shit that I realize, we can help some more people get to that point where they're okay with failing a couple more times, just to know that at some point they will lock in on this shit and it's gonna be the most worthwhile thing they've ever done. Hopefully, maybe. Or maybe I'm crazy. Y'all let me know. Yeah, I think this one was better than the other one. The other one I was rambling a bit more. This was a bit more focused. Wow, progress.